I'm making this video not just to show you what's happened to us, but as a warning to those in other countries where you may have been measuring your land exactly like Cyprus has done for many years. If you have big boulders, these are the boundaries of your land, or rows of trees, or ancient walls, ridges, roads, rivers. I fear for those in Portugal that is exactly the same way of measuring to us. I hope it will not change for you, as this seems to be rolling out through Europe and possibly the rest of the world, who knows. All these pictures I've shown you are our original boundaries as told to us by a lawyer and by the owner when we moved to this property. It's the fact that these are no longer boundaries. There is nothing you can do about it. There is no appeal. There is no compensation. So if you see a property or told by anybody now that these are your boundaries, ask for the satellite coordinates only. This is the only way to have complete peace of mind, which we had paid a lot of money to know our boundaries were true, which they were at the time. Also to let you know that we did pay over €80 to get satellite coordinates when it came in, but they have been changed. Where you could see definite boundaries, such as in this photo with the raised height of land, now you have no idea. This is the rear of our property, the side nearest the sea. I will show you what's changed this side later on in the video, which is our most drastic change. But I'm showing you from the far side of the fence, so the outside of our fence. I'm on the land below us. And you can see we have cut this hedge down, but the rest of it is very old trees, very old fences that have been there for many, many years. But as I say, it's not a dispute of the boundaries. It's the fact that the way boundaries are marked has now been changed. Everything has been thrown out and started again. So the further you are away from the starting point, the worse the situation becomes. Again, you can see here that the different height levels would have shown the original changes of boundary. So regarding what has changed, well, let's say one point from the start point has shifted a foot. Then the next property also has that foot plus any other changes added on. Again, the further you are away, the worse it has become. The only compensation we have from the government is that we have land given to us in exchange. Oh look, this is the road. We now own the road. But we don't, because you cannot own road. So although this has now been drawn in our property ownership, see this red mark here, this is as far out into the road that we now own, but we cannot own it, we cannot do anything with it. It's just been given to us to compensate for the land that's been taken away, so we still end up with the same footage of land. This is our driveway in on the right, and I'm showing you again the mark looking down the road. It's absolutely of no use. Plus, of course, you know it's mountain, so you couldn't do anything on this land anyway. Here's our driveway in, which the first bit is not a situation. We still have what we had. But once you get down to our property, we cannot go past the white building that you see at the end. We no longer have access past that, which is where our front door is. We actually skim ownership along the side of the white building, which used to be the garage when we moved here, but is now one of our bedrooms. So here is our driveway again. showing you this was the original boundary. This part hasn't changed. And you can see again, it's full of ridges, so that by the eye would have been how anyone even looking at a property could have told where the boundary was. And again, I'm showing you all the rocks that mark the boundary. And needless to say, their house way above us where they don't live, they owned all this property all the way down beyond ours both ways, and they divided it up into a few different plots, giving each property full access with a driveway. But as I say, this isn't a boundary issue, it's the fact that this has all been completely wiped out and started again, marking from the satellite central point. The part I'm showing you now is, for some reason, from the drive, our boundary suddenly now juts in towards that part of the fence. Then it goes diagonally out from that again, skimming along the side of this white wall, which means all what you see now we cannot access. It then goes along, there's our front door, so that shows you we can't actually walk or drive to that, which is a major problem for me on days I can't walk, and when I do need a wheelchair, I will not be able to get in my front door. We don't now have this bit, but we do have some of this area further down. Anywhere you still see fence posts to the right are the only ones left that still ring true with the land when we had it measured. We will be taking the fence right out, but we cannot afford to do all of it right now, and we have to do it all at once because, as you know, we have goats around here that will climb over or through any gaps that are not fenced in. Here is the very bottom of our property. The sea is to your left, and we have been given more of this land. Apart from the very first bit that is okay, as you can see, all this growth is scrub, and it is a steep ridge down which is totally useless to us. But this is what we have been given in exchange to supposedly still match our square footage or square metres of our land. As you can see, there's a little post, I'm just zooming on now, which is as far as we will go on the best bit of this land at the bottom, but all the rest of it we have extra is the steep scrub land. If any of you are able to help me in any way with PayPal, just to get all my fence changed in one go, which we can't afford at any time, I would be so grateful. Please look in the description below for the link. Just €2 from each person would be a huge help. And now let's look at the other side, that is the worst scenario. So we've lost a lot of the hugel bed area. The ones nearest the road are still there. This is all gone. Everything I'm showing you has gone. All this area's gone. And then this is leading to where the swing seat is. I have to keep stopping and changing angles because I can't walk straight along all the land. And this wall you see is the swimming pool. Here are some shots prior to it being built, so you can see that we actually built it quite a long way from those trees, which technically was our original rural boundary, but now we have a big situation that the boundaries have moved along that tree line that I showed you from the other side previously in this video. And so what does that mean? Well, all the money we spent and put into the swimming pool when we first moved here, that was essential for me to have water therapy, which I cannot do in the sea. The new boundaries mean it goes right the way through the middle of the swimming pool. And look guys at how much land that means. From the fence you can see and the hedge on the left, all this seating swing seat area has gone, all that wall that's the back of the pool has gone. The first bit you can see of this curved wall in the middle of the shot where we have the stone table, that's gone, sliced right the way through that big tree, through the middle of the swimming pool, which now means I don't have access to my house when I'm sick, and I also can't do my pool therapy. But there's more. All this land has gone, and note many of our olive trees have gone with it. This is our bamboo, that has gone, which we use for all our builds that we can. This is just looking back at the access to the Hoogles, and this is from the top area of the pool, and all you can see in the picture is gone. So we're talking the middle of the swimming pool has now disappeared. And bear in mind guys, we could potentially have a fence put right there, which isn't far from our house. And I didn't move to a rural area to have neighbours at my face both sides. So again, all what you see has gone. It goes through the middle of my growing area, which is to the right just behind the yucca tree. And yes, look, the area has gone that is the utility block. I'm trying very hard here to keep everything in shot that has gone. So if you see it, it's not ours anymore. So the growing areas to the right here, all these olive trees you see have all gone, and the utility block that we use for the shower and toilet for guests that are coming to our Airbnb and also our workaways. And this is just another shot round the area where we have some more olive trees and back towards the swing seat to give you an idea how vast the area is. So this is the old pathway I discovered in another video, and this is showing you the cut through. Can you see this big tall pole on the right? This is the marker. So yes, through some of the raised beds, everything to my left is gone. And as I say, this is the utility area gone. All these olive trees in this row gone. Some of the raised beds gone. Everything to the left of this shot gone. The potential is that until the landowner, the other side, asks for it back, then we are safe. But I'm living on a ticking time bomb. The other side, the drive, he has claimed his land back now, which has brought this to a head. Potentially we can continue using this until a claim is put in, but with that we have already been given our land size and our notice that it's now incorrect. So potentially all this could be removed tomorrow, or not at all. Can you live like this? I don't know. So all this area's gone, and we're heading to what we were making into the chill out area for guests. All this area's gone. It's a big bit of land, and we really can't see that we've got the amount back again. So here's the chill out area. These were all originally old farm buildings apparently, this area here. So it's been built on for years, and we still have some of the outbuildings. This means potentially this lovely view will be gone, which, as you all know, this is one of my favourite views. This outbuilding has gone. So this is one of our outbuildings that has gone, Mike's workshop. And then we're still to come We had an old derelict donkey stable which we totally rebuilt, as you can see here, and this is where we were planning on having 2 different Airbnbs, and now the boundary has sliced through it. We will continue with these for the time being. As I say, it may never happen, so we need to get some income in as soon as possible from them, so at least it won't have been a complete waste of time. And now to show you why there won't be appeals or a change of decision, because they've been changing the roads. Here you can see left and right of the pole where we have new road and old road. To the left is the old road, to the right is where they've now made a really curvy, ridiculous road just to make it right with the new measurements. And as you can see, there's electricity pole right slap bang in the middle that will now have to also be moved. So if they're spending this type of money on changing roads, they're not going to listen to any other changes. To the left is where the road will now have to go. To the right is where it is currently going. And these electricity poles have not been in very long, and they are still changing it all over to this new way. So this is where the road will be going. Mike's driving to show you where the road would go, but at the moment it's this road down here to the right. A lot of money and time is going into these ridiculous changes. So as you can see, people may now be having road through their land, which has happened, and lucky for us, I will not complain, some people have also had boundaries now going through their properties. What's to become of this? Who knows? Again, here to the left down is the original road, and now here to the right is moving over the road. So this is where the road's going to be moved to. So I'm doing this, as I said at the beginning, to warn people. If you're living in a country perhaps where you have boundaries marked exactly the same as Cyprus has been, I worry when I'm seeing all these Portugal videos, people buying land and property, and they're going, oh, that 300-year-old wall there, that's a definite boundary. Oh, that row of ancient trees, that's a boundary. It was here too, guys. But if you get changed like we've been changed, don't be swayed by the fact you might see an overhead shot of your boundaries. This is not done by the measuring satellite. It is merely an overhead shot, which I will share some now with you. I'm hoping you get some idea of how you could naturally see from the overhead shots where old boundaries were easily recognised and everybody could see with no doubt where their land was. These are shots of my house, so hopefully you can see a little bit clearer as to where I have been showing you. The old way was certainly the way it should have stayed. The highlighted area is the land above ours, the one on our driveway. Their land is highlighted in yellow, and the red line is the old way, and you can clearly see the new way with the blue line that touches our house and how the driveway has changed. So you see it comes right in to our house now and to our building. And here is the plans of our house with the satellite new markings. Well, I hope your day is a little better than mine. I do count myself as being very fortunate in many different ways, and be careful what you wish for, because my mantra is as long as I have Mike, I will be happy and will survive. So here's some final shots for you, and thank you for all your support. And I've listed all those who supported me in my community post in the description below. So please help me thank them by taking a look at their channels and maybe subscribe to them.